Hello there, my name is Squalo and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, in this video, let's talk about something very important that's going to have a huge implication on Bitcoin, and that is going to be the world hunger. And it is a very sad story, and a lot of people have been sending me messages on Twitter and well, not on Instagram for the time being because my Instagram is still disabled, but we're going to get it back. So if you're receiving a message from Tom Squalo on Instagram right now, know that it's fake, that it's not real, that it's a scam. So right now, it's a very interesting situation in the world, and it's going to definitely have a huge implication on Bitcoin. And yes, I'm using a stabilizer. Hopefully it's going to work just fine. And look, I'm in Monaco. Monaco is beautiful. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever been to Monaco. So decided to go for a walk and talk to you guys and girls a little bit about what's going on in the world when it comes to the world hunger. A lot of people are saying, it's not real, it's all fake, that it's just not true, that it's all bullshit. And I can tell you that it's real. And there are a few reasons why this could have, and it will have, a huge turn. And it's gonna have a huge implication on Bitcoin and all the high-risk assets, really. And there is a helicopter landing behind me right there. Wait a second. Turn. There you go. See? That's the Monaco life, baby. So anyway, I have a list of things that I want to discuss here, which start with the things that actually are affecting the shortage of food and the high food prices, etc. And that number one is going to be the climate change. Then we're going to talk about war, and then we're going to talk about, of course, inflation. And then we're going to talk about how is all of that going to affect the price of Bitcoin in the near future. And before we get into any of it, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, smash it up. Let's get at least 2,000 likes on this video. That would be amazing, because Mr. Squalo is there for you, Mr. Spot On as always, from Monaco live, almost live. And so without any further ado, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I make a new upload. And down in the description of this video, there is a link to my free Telegram channel so that you're always notified when I make a new upload. And because though you have to watch them as soon as they come out and from beginning and until the end. Okay, so without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. One is being the climate change. So right now there is extreme drought and extreme heat in India, which has led to the wheat export ban from India. So India has actually banned its wheat export, and India is huge on wheat, right? So drought is actually means that there is issue with rain and there is no rain, etc. So this is a huge problem, and it's already affecting the food prices. But we have to remember, there is always a slow reaction to the real market situation to these kinds of issues, simply because it takes some time to produce wheat and to get it to the food stores, supermarkets, etc. Look at this view. Isn't that spectacular? Absolutely beautiful. And so that's number one. And of course, the drought that is happening, again, the issue with no rain and the problems with the water in the United States. So that's also going to be a huge impact, because right now over 50% of states are suffering from drought. So that's going to affect the production of crops in general. So that's really bad, and that's going to affect the food prices in general. And according to National Geographic, this issue with drought can continue all the way until 2030. So let that sink in for a second. 2030, that's going to be like what? 70 years, 80 years of drought and issues with the supply of food. So this is really bad. Now, this is number one. So climate change in general, we've covered the most important topics. Now, the next thing is war. And war is a sad story, of course, because of the lives that are lost, etc. But it's also a sad story because of the countries that are at play. And in this instance, it's Ukraine and Russia. And we all know that when you combine Ukraine and Russia, they account for 25% of the total global supply of wheat. So, and not weed, I'm talking about wheat. So, and that's absolutely huge. So Ukraine cannot really export it, Russia cannot sell it. So that's gonna have a huge impact on the supply of wheat. So that's really huge. But the thing number two is that Russia and correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, is the largest exporter of fertilizer. So the countries depend on Russian fertilizer to actually increase the yield of their farming, which is insane, right? So if Russia cannot sell it, and they don't want to sell it, whatever, because of sanctions, they're hitting the world back with their own types of sanctions, and by not selling the fertilizer. It's incredible, right? Oh, well, yeah, look at this. Oh, wait. Yeah, look at this view. Insane, huh? Wait, no, the gimbal is not listening to me. Look at it. That's me and technology. Look at this beautiful view. Okay, we'll go back now. So, no fertilizer, that's gonna have a tremendous impact. And remember that, you know, even the smallest percentage in terms of difference for wheat supply or any of these kinds of supply numbers is gonna have a tremendous difference and effect on the average Joe, on the average regular people. Then we're gonna get to the topic of how that's gonna affect the markets and the people, and why at the end it's gonna have an effect on Bitcoin. So that's about war. Now we of course have to talk about inflation. So we've covered this topic many times before when it comes to the inflation itself. However, you know, when we have rising inflation in general, that means that the value of money is going down. So for what you could buy with $100 a year ago, you can buy much less with the same $100. So the value of money is actually going down. So this is the issue, and this is the primary effect of inflation. So, and right now, when the money is losing its value, it's creating a issue for people to actually purchase food. So their wages are not really increasing, while the prices of certain foods and certain everyday needs is increasing by 10%, 20%, 30%, 40, 50, or 100%. It's insane. It's that bad. And the primary example of this is currently Sri Lanka, which has incredible shortages of food, fuel, and medicine, which is leading to a lot of, you know, situations of crisis within the government itself and the country, a lot of rebellions. So it's, you know, destabilizing the world in general. And of course, this is going to have an effect on the poor countries, especially in Africa. Unfortunately, those who have been already starving are, I mean, at the extreme level of starvation, are already, you know, the level of starvation is twice as bad as it was a year ago. So these, because when we live in the first world, you know, in United States or in Dubai, Monaco, we don't really feel it, you know, when a sandwich costs €8 or it costs 12. Whatever, you know, personally, I don't even notice this stuff. But we have to understand that 99% of people notice these things. They have, you know, they are working paycheck to paycheck, and that means that they have to cut back on something. And a lot of people are barely making their ends meet, and 40%, and let that sink in for a second, 40% of Americans don't even have $1,000 to their name at all. Not even $1,000. Can you? It's unimaginable, quite honestly. So, and for this reason, these three factors are gonna have a warning effect on Bitcoin price as well, in my personal opinion. That when people cannot even afford food because again, you know, there is gonna be food. It's not like, you know, the whole world is gonna starve. That's not the point. The point is that people with super low income, that's who's gonna starve. So people, and that's, you know, the majority of the humanity, unfortunately. So it's gonna create an incredible shortage of the ability, I should put it like this, an incredible shortage of the ability to purchase food for their families. So that means, how does this affect Bitcoin? So we understand that a lot of this demand in the market comes from, you know, of course, big boys, whales, you know, companies, etc., you know, the big names and the rich people, while huge amount of demand in the market comes from small retail fish who actually hold less than 1 Bitcoin in their wallet. So, and those people usually are not multimillionaires. So those are going to be the people who are going to feel the effect of the price of food in their, you know, family economy, basically. So when they're gonna have to struggle to put food on the table because milk is gonna be 3 times as expensive, Jesus Christ, sorry for the background noise. So when the price of milk is gonna be double of the price now, they're gonna think about where to get that extra money to buy milk, to buy baby food. And there has been a shortage of baby food in UK already, right now. And they're not gonna be, the Bitcoin is gonna be the last thing they're gonna think about when it comes to allocation of their family budget. So it's definitely is going to create a shortage of demand for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and really any other high-risk asset for that matter. And for that reason, this demand is going to drop, and the price of Bitcoin is going to have a short-term effect like this as well. So it's going to have an extra downward pressure on it from the lack of bigger demand from the retail sector, especially if Fed is not going to turn on the money printer and is not going to try to stimulate the economy more and more. And remember, by the way, if you want to be trading actively yourself, down in the description of this video or in the pinned comment, there is my personalized link to Bybit. I personally love Bybit. I trust them very, very much. And I can certainly tell you that I have bought like $300,000 for active trading just with Bybit. And with my exclusive link down in the pinned comment or in the description of the video, you'll get up to $4,100 in free bonuses on top of your initial deposit, and also 0% maker fees for 30 days. And if you want to become one of my students, full-time students at TomsCrollo.com, I have 5 months long certified and accredited trading learning programs. Then go to TomsCrollo.com and learn how to understand the market, how to analyze it, how to do on-chain analysis, fundamental analysis, macro analysis, how to follow the news, how to do technical analysis, how to trade actively with leverage, how to do long-term investing with no leverage, how to build investment portfolios, so how to be, you know, that big player and how to be a smart player in the market. So it's a 5 months long learning program which is certified and accredited. Well, me as a coach, I'm certified and accredited to teach others how to trade. So that's also something that you might consider, so that you can prepare yourself for what's to come in the world and be financially literate and financially educated, so you don't make mistakes like so many other people who are just uneducated. They don't even understand how the money works, because the world economy is about to shift. The world in general is about to transition to a new era, and we're transitioning to it right now. And we started with COVID, then we ended up with war, inflation, and now what we are seeing to creep in, and this is not really getting that very much coverage at this point, and that's gonna be hunger and the shortage of food. But again, it's gonna affect only people with low income, those who are barely making their ends meet at this point. When, you know, for example, you're a simple family and you're barely making your ends meet, and suddenly gas prices are double, food prices are double, but and rent is double because the real estate has gone up now incredibly, especially in the United States and Dubai, etc. And but you're making the same amount of money a month. How is that possible? You have to cut back on something, but should you cut back on the school supplies of your children? Should you cut back on your I don't know, groceries? Should you stop eating strawberries? Should you cut back on, you know, should you ride the bicycle to work? I mean, 30 miles away? I don't know. Really, tell me about it. I have no idea. So this is the current situation, and the world hunger theoretically is very true, and the supply shock in terms of food supply is real, and it's already there, and there are many effects. We can research this topic. I just wanted to make this video to clarify a few points and talk about it in general. So there are many things coming, and the situation is not very happy looking. Not as happy looking as Monaco right here. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments, and as always, Mr. Spot On here on duty for you. Make some noise down in the comments for me, and thank you for all the congratulations for me being in Forbes at the age of 27 and being recognized by Forbes and receiving an award in Monaco from CEO of Forbes Monaco, which has been an incredible pleasure. And thank you all for all your support and for all the awesome messages. Thank you all, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.